Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another exciting episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. 4 continents down, 2 more to go. No cap, straight facts. The worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. But it's not about me. You see, we have a special guest tonight. A man who is giving us a little bit of his time to talk about his story. This man is a very interesting person because not only is he a professional wrestler, he's also an actor, he's also a DJ, and last but not least, he graduated from the Nightmare Factory Camp 7, and now he's doing big things for himself in the world of professional wrestling. Everybody, welcome to the show, Prime Works Offwork. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good. Thanks, Remy. I'm good. Happy
No
to be
problem.
here.
No problem, no problem, man. We've always. I don't know if you've seen our track record, but we've pretty much been interviewing a lot of people from Nightmare Factory, and this is way before the WBID program that y'all are a part of. But we've been doing it since class 2, and got back to interviewing some people from Camp 1, and now we're up to Camp 7. And we got 7 more camps to go, but we're gonna get there. So we just gotta say, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on here. So before I know you say you got a lot of things going on, so we're definitely gonna make this quick. So I just gotta ask you, man. I always ask our guests whenever they're on our show. Um, how did it all start for you? How did you become a fan of professional wrestling?
I moved to Atlanta in 2021 and went to the WWA 4, and I trained up under AR Fox at the A4 for a year. I did that for a year before I went to the Nightmare Factory,
Okay,
and I went to Camp 7 and continued training both places and train at CZW, just
wow,
trying to perfect my craft.
that's cool, man. That's cool. I think you're like the third person we've had on this show that's actually been to both that has actually trained at both CC not CCW WBA 4
WWE 4.
and the Nightmare Factory. The 2 other people we had, you probably know these guys, Teriyaki and Jay Lucas.
Yeah, I
Um,
trained with both of them.
yeah, we actually had them on our show a few months. Well, we had Teriyaki on last season, which was last year,
They went to the
and
camp before me.
yeah, Camp 6. And
Yeah.
Jay Lucas was actually on our season premiere this year. So yeah, that's
They
cool, man.
lose.
Like I gotta say, WBA 4 and Nightmare Factory, y'all really turning out a lot of great like wrestlers outside of there. Like I've seen some talent from both sides, and I'm like, wow, man, like Georgia is lit up
Definitely
right
got some
now.
talent.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's awesome, man. So, Camp 7, man, you were part of Camp 7. You guys had, I think it was 2 or 3 months of training, and I've heard that many people join, but not a lot of people graduate. But you made it, you did your thing and whatnot. And Coach Cody, and the rest of the coaches, Coach QT, and I believe Coach Glacier, all of them, they gave you that handshake, that pat on the back, said, "Hey, congratulations, you're officially a graduate of the Nightmare Factory. You can go out there and take bookings, nationwide, if not worldwide." But now, of course, before that, you got to go through the student showcase, and your match was actually against our previous guest, Captain Tokebeard, Trent Edwards. So
Yeah.
how
Shout out Trent.
what was it like going into that match? Were you nervous, or were you like confident, or was it a
I
mixture of both?
wasn't. I wasn't. I was kind of nervous, but I wasn't really nervous. But I had hurt my knee earlier that day. Like I had hurt my MCL pretty bad, so I was a little bit on edge because of that. Because I did it earlier that day, so I was like, "Oh man, I wonder if it's gonna hurt during the match," which it did, but it was okay.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that match was a great match. You had the advantage, but unfortunately, Trent ended up getting the W. But you've gone out doing even more great things. I mean, you actually faced Leon Ruff, former NXT North American champion Leon Ruff,
Yeah.
um, who was also formerly one fourth of the Skulk, which is a stable down there in Atlanta. So, what was it like chopping it up with him in the ring with a former WWE superstar?
I learned so much in that match. And it was like it wasn't it was like it was stuff that I kind of heard, but it clicked. Like it was certain stuff that I heard from AR Fox or certain stuff that I heard from QT Marshall or Cody Rhodes, and it would click. Well, with that match particularly, it was mainly stuff that I hear from QT about like where to display power at and how to really dig in certain points of the match that I seen when I was working with Ruff. And that was because it took Ruff to make me take a step back and really see it.
Wow, that's cool, man. So, um, you also trained with WBA4 you under AR Fox. AR Fox, another great talent. He's doing his thing over in AW. What
Yeah.
was it like? What was it like training with WBA4, especially since they were around? They've been around. I believe they've been around for 10 years or more. It's been at least 10 years.
The the WWA 4 was actually the school that I looked up as a child. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a pro wrestler. That was all I ever wanted to do. And I used to Google like schools that I could possibly go to. And all the schools were either like crazy high or crazy far. So I told myself when I was young, like, when I get older, realistically, I'll probably go here because it's reasonably priced. And when I'm 18, I probably don't have enough money to hit the other spots. And this spot sending guys to WWE. So, because at the time there was no AEW, but Heath Slater was like the guy who I was looking at from the A4. Like, wow, he made it, and he's from there. And at the time, it was only like $1,000 for a lifetime membership. But it's not like that no more, of course. But it's still sending guys to the big leagues,
Oh yeah,
and it's still affordable. So pretty affordable. So.
yeah. I remember there were a few people that came from there. I remember there was some old school guys. I think there was one guy called Ghost who ended up being on. He was on Reality of Wrestling for a bit too. You had I call him one of my favorite couples in wrestling, Raphael King and I think Devin Storm was her name. I don't know if they still wrestle, but they were another favorites. There were two other favorites of mine too. So yeah, the four, man, y'all definitely churning out. I've seen some talent, man, like Mr. Danger and the North Side Heroes, and you got the Dark Passion Assassins. Like y'all are churning out great talent over there. So
Appreciate it.
so aside from wrestling, man, you got two other hats you wear, man. You're an actor and you're a DJ. So tell us a bit about that, man.
Uh, I've been DJing since forever, man. I've been DJing since I was like 11, 12 years old. I DJed my first party when I was like 11 or 12. I DJed my first party by myself when I was 14 or 15.
Wow. Okay.
And I got into acting about maybe 2.5 years ago. I just finished filming a movie called Baltimore Hustle, and that should be out around Easter.
Okay.
And I've been working on a lot of stuff on the acting, but that's the thing I'm on the lookout for right now.
So has DJing and acting have they ever helped you out in any way in regards to professional wrestling, or they've just been like there?
I think it helped me with being prepared to be in front of a crowd and and to not be nervous with a lot of stuff. Like because I don't. I mean, I do get nervous. Everybody get nervous, but it's different. Like I can still perform under nerves.
Okay, that's impressive. Not this. Some people once those nerves hit, they just crash out. That's it. They can't do it. But you know that's actually a good attribute right there that you can actually perform um under pressure or under nerves and whatnot. That's very impressive. So in regards to like acting, man, let's say if you actually and you stick with wrestling, you become a popular name, man. You
The
get
movie.
signed to the big leagues, you become a champion. You're the toast of the town, and you got a lot of people looking up to you. You're you're no longer the one being inspired, but you're the one inspiring people. And when it's all said and done, you retire. If they were to do a biopic on Prime Works off work, who would you pick to play you in that movie?
I don't know, man. Probably nobody.
Really, nobody can think of.
Not really. Not really. I mean, there's a lot of people who they say I look like. A lot of people who they say look like me, but I don't know.
Okay,
That was a good question. I don't know. You adore it.
wait, what?
Remy Blue.
Me,
Yeah.
me to play maybe the older version, like maybe the older, but I don't know, man. I don't know about the acting thing, man. But thanks, that's actually a compliment. But and it's funny because when I was younger, I aspired to be an actor, but I was like, as I got older, I was like, it's a lot of work, and yeah.
But I'll tell you, acting is way easier than professional wrestling. But acting is not the easy. It's not easy, but compared to wrestling, it's way easier.
To me, I think acting is easier. It's the thing with acting now. To me, it's kind of easier back then because nowadays you could just get your own camcorder, get some special effects, and create your own movie skits and whatnot.
A lot of people
But
do that. Create
until
their own
eventually,
skits.
yeah, and until eventually you get to that one call, that big break that gets you the next level of acting. As in back in the day, like let's say not. I guess you could say 20 years ago, because 10 years ago we had social media, we had Instagram, we had all Facebook, all these things. But 20 years ago, it wasn't easy. There wasn't no social media that allowed you to actually really do that. There wasn't no Instagram or TikTok where you can actually go and, just make a name for yourself and so on. It was just, you know, you went to acting school and then you have to really put yourself out there to be on the stage plays, to be in like the stage plays and whatnot. And hopefully, then I guess you went to like auditions and casting calls and so on. But now, to me, and I'm not in the industry, but that's what it seems like to me. To me, it's like it's easier just to like put yourself out there. But just it's just a matter of being consistent.
I got into acting off of a radio ad. It was a guy named Mikey J, a producer from New York, came on the radio in Baltimore, and I called the number, and he picked up, and I got a role on a movie, and that's how I started acting.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And the fact that you actually do DJing,
I want to go
that's
to
a big
acting school.
that's a big plus. I don't know if you make beats, but you never know. We might, you could make that one beat that ends up, doing big, doing big on in a movie.
Yeah,
All it takes for the right audience to hear it.
you're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
I
So I just got
appreciate
a few
it.
more-
Never know.
yeah. So I just got like two or three more questions before we pretty much shut it down. 'Cause I know you're a busy man and everything. So in regards to like professional wrestling, you're doing your thing now. You're wrestling Leon Ruff, people like Leon Ruff. Man, you got a serious right hook, by the way. I saw that right hook he gave that
Thank
guy.
you. Thank you.
I was like, damn, this guy sure you want to be a wrestler? He could be a boxer, man. Like, shoot. Man, that right hook just floored that guy, man. But if you had to choose five wrestlers to wrestle, they could be from anywhere. WWE, AEW, Impact, um, even from your hometown, from where you're at, at Atlanta, Georgia, who would be your five wrestlers you want to wrestle in the near future? You could, like I said, you can call any names because wrestling is unpredictable. You never know, what may happen.
Mm, is up with anybody. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. But it's definitely like this guys who I dreamed of wrestling. Like so many people. I want to wrestle everybody. Really like
Okay.
yeah. But I really like Shelton Benjamin. I really like. I really like. I mean, Triple H not wrestling no more. Triple H is done. He's not gonna wrestle.
Mm.
Or and oh my goodness. Oh, everybody! I know everybody want a piece of Randy Orton. Randy Orton used to send my brother to bed crying. So,
Uh,
uh,
yeah, yeah. It's it's crazy because I remember that I saw Randy Orton couple weeks ago, not months ago, a couple weeks
oh,
ago, and he wrestled this guy Jay Malachi. He's now known as Javon.
I thought you like say you saw him in the airport, but yeah, Jay
Nah.
Malachi.
Yeah, and it's like wow. Imagine like just the other day he was on the Indies, just like you. You know, I kind of I saw I knew of him on the Indies, but I never really like bothered to interview him because, like I tell people, like, my mind is everywhere when it comes to who to have on. I know so many wrestlers I could have on. Some I end up missing, and by the time they get signed, I'm like, oh, I know that person. I probably should have hit them up and have them on the show, but I don't do this for clout, man. I do this because I this is what I love. But yeah, he was wrestling Randy Orton the other day, and I'm like, wow, well, look at that, man. It just goes to show how crazy life is, man. Like
Yeah,
you never, you never know. And yeah, Randy's definitely awesome, man. That man he's definitely one of the all time greats. So in regards to like tag team partners now, I know yeah, you definitely want to get all the titles. You want to win all the titles in in WBA 4. You want to win all the titles wherever you go, but for tag team titles, who would be your number one person you'd want to be in a tag team with to go after the tag team goal?
all truth.
R-Truth? Okay.
Oh, you mean at the WWE four? I
No, I mean
I'm
like just in general, like it doesn't matter. Like Japan, who would be your tag team partner you'd want to win tag team goal with?
yeah, all truth. But all
R-Truth?
truth,
Okay.
yeah. That's like one of yeah. It's probably, it might be my favorite wrestler. Like he's definitely up there.
R-Truth is a funny guy, man. That guy is
But
it's
I know any of my trainers and me would go crazy, like in any situation.
okay.
Like thank you God for allowing me to train under the people who I train under. Shout out to AR Fox, Cody Rose, Billy Gunn, QT Marshall. Shout out to them.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Those men are creating. When I look at the amount of people that I've actually that we've actually had on the show, like the Renegade Twins, TSF, the Business, Diamond Chic. I'm like, wow, these are a lot of great men and women that are coming out of Nightmare Factory, and it's just there's definitely more to come. I could imagine who I could only imagine who I'm going to meet when I go over to when we start interviewing Camp 8 and then Camp 9 and Camp 10. I could only imagine, but
I seen a guy from one of the recent camps on a show Deep South on Deep South about last month maybe. I mean, he
okay,
was straight. He was straight.
yeah, Deep South. That's in Atlanta too, right? I forgot
Yeah,
about them.
yeah. I trained there too.
What,
Shout out to Nick Patrick. Yeah, shout out to Nick Patrick. Shout out to Marco.
bruh? We need to get you up on AW or TNL one, man. This man hitting all the right
ASAP.
spots, man.
ASAP.
Hey, but you living
Cause
up to your
I
name.
like acting, but save me from that acting, man. I'm trying to get busy in that ring, yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But yo, you definitely live up to your name. Like Prime Works off. Like you don't. There's no days off. Like you just. knocking it out, like making it happen like a captain, man.
See, when I'm
That's what's
home, I
up,
get that.
man.
I get the yeah. When I'm home, I just look for work. I just get to look for work and relax a little bit. Thanksgiving break. I just got back home this morning.
Okay, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Um, that's what's up. So Thanksgiving, man. Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's it seems like the year just flew by fast, man. One minute we're in January, now it's Thanksgiving. Yeah. So my second to last question, man. We got Thanksgiving coming up, man. What's what you plan to do, man? You gonna watch some football? You know what I'm saying? Just chow down and go to sleep. I mean, yeah, I normally do both. I just eat Thanksgiving dinner. I just go watch
I'm gonna
the
head
football and
back.
that's it.
I'm gonna enjoy my family. I'm gonna stuff my stomach, and then I gotta head back to Georgia and get back to work.
Oh, okay, okay.
Uh,
I know how it is, man. I know how it is. So my last question, man, like, if somebody's like, moving to Georgia and they're actually looking to train um at the Nightmare Factory, WBA4 Deep South Wrestling, and they had no prior experience in wrestling whatsoever, what advice would you give that man or woman that's looking to do what you do?
don't nobody owe you nothing, and it's gonna be what you make it. So I know right now today. I'm not in the WWE or the AEW or TNA. I'm not signed to no major company, but I'm having fun. I like what I do. And I understand that no matter how good people may feel I am, or how good sometimes I may feel I am, or how bad sometimes I may feel I am, no, don't nobody owe me nothing. So every day I wake up, don't nobody, no, you feel me? Don't nobody owe me nothing. They don't even owe me opportunity. So I'm grateful for the being on shows. So I'm happy that you feel me. I'm blessed that I get paid to be on shows.
Awesome. So for those of you that are listening, those of you that are looking to get into the game, the professional wrestling game, you just got some advice from somebody who's trained at three of the best spots, the three best spots in Georgia. That's Nightmare Factory, WBA4, and Deep South Wrestling. And for those of you that don't know, Deep South Wrestling was once a developmental territory for WWE. So you're getting advice from a man who's trained at places like that. So just take that into consideration. If y'all want any other advice, probably got to hit him up, hit up that Cash App, that PayPal, because this man's a hardworking man. So with that being said, man, you know, um, Prime, I just gotta say it was an honor having you on our show. We always enjoy interviewing students from the Nightmare Factory, and then see y'all do great things and whatnot. Best believe when we see you on TV, whether it's WWE, AEW, TNA, heck, even New Japan, where one of your
I don't
classmates,
need the pain.
I think it's Tommy Mars, is actually training over there. I think it's the superstars, Tommy Mars from the superstars.
That's what's
It,
up.
it's either him or Nikki Eight. One of them is over. One of them is over there.
Good.
Yeah. So, I wish you nothing but the best for your career and everything. Best believe when I see you in the big leagues, I'll definitely be cheering you on, and I'll
Where
be
you
like,
from, Remy?
yes. Me, originally
Yeah.
I'm from Guyana, but I live in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So best believe, man, when we see you,
What
in the big
what
leagues,
shows running out there? I'm gonna try to come out there.
where?
What shows running in Brooklyn? That's
Well, we got the one I know is Battle Club Pro, which is a really good
okay. I'm,
one.
I'm down with Battle Club.
Masha Slamovich, the current Knockouts champion, she's one of the trainers there. We got Warriors of Wrestling. That's another one here too, and those are the only two that I know of. But
Okay.
yeah, um, I know somebody. I'm not saying I know them like chummy chummy and friend and all like we're all friendly, but I think I know somebody I could refer you to.
Okay. Yeah. Plug me
And,
in.
and yeah, yeah. I think I know somebody, but yeah, but yeah, that's that. If you can make it up here, I'm telling you right now, the audience is a different audience up here, but it's a fun audience over here in New York. So
Yeah.
you're gonna see when you get up here.
I wrestled in Jersey and then I think in Philly, but I ain't never wrestled in New York yet.
Oh, that's cool, man. So you originally from Georgia, or you from
I'm
like,
from Baltimore.
oh, you from Bmore? Okay. Oh snap. So you got my co-host would have definitely have talked to you because he's a referee actually. He's a referee for 1CW, which is another place I'd
Okay.
recommend you try to check out. They're in Delaware. I don't know how far Maryland is from Baltimore is from Delaware, but
Mm,
they're based in
not
Delaware.
far. Not
Yeah,
far.
yeah, they're a great show. I was at one of their shows for WrestleMania weekend. I was impressed by how they did. But yeah, you got 1CW, you got Maryland Champ MCW, Maryland Championship Wrestling up there. You got a lot of good you got a lot of good places.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
couple shows. CZW right here in Delaware and in Maryland and Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're from a pretty good area. Like I always say, if you're in Maryland, like the DMV area, the sky's the limit. Cause you got so many places. If you got the
It's more in
DMV.
Georgia. Way more.
Yeah. Huh?
Way more. In Maryland, you literally just named just about every place.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, but I was saying if I was a wrestler and I had like gas like that,
mm,
like because you got the DMV area, but you also got like the tri-state area. You got Philadelphia,
I
Jersey,
said
New
that.
York. And if you really want to be motivated, you got New England too, which is another place. Boston, you got Connecticut. Then play. I mean, if you're really like that, determined. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's it's it's, it's, it's a lot up here. I know Georgia got it popping too. So I got Georgia, you got Florida right down there. So yeah. So before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media where they want to find out where next appearances, purchase Prime merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
My booking email is primeworks8@gmail.com. My Instagram is prime.works. Facebook, not even sure what it is. It's
Okay.
probably prime.works. YouTube, Prime Works Off Work. Instagram, I'm underscore off work. And that's how you find me. Or
Awesome.
you can catch me at work.
So for those of y'all listening, make sure you give this man a follow. Make sure you show up, show your support. Go to the shows he's at, and when that merch drops, make sure you cop that prime works off work merch as well too.
Right
And that
now,
way when
merch
he
just
gets
at the merch tables, but I'm gonna get it online soon.
yeah. So if you had a show and he has merch, cop that merch. And that way when he gets signed to the big leagues and you got somebody trying to show off talking about I got the new prime shirt from WB Shop or Shop AEW, you could be like, yeah, well, I got a shirt from when he was on the Indies. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Oh no, you can't get this shirt on the Indies. It's no longer there, but I got it. So it's always great to support somebody at the beginning of their journey. So Prime, once again, we wish you the best with your career and everything, sending them but good vibes and whatnot. And with that being said, it's about time to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for dinner and a nap. Maybe not in that order, but before I partake in those activities, if you want to find me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool things, but I do go to a lot of cool places. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at the Remy Blue. Facebook is also Remy Blue, and I'm also on Blue Sky. No slight against Twitter, just trying to reach out and touch everybody. No, I mean pause with that, but just trying to reach out to people. And my Twitter is, I believe it's either remyblue.bsky dot or social, whatever it is, or it's the remyblue.social.bsky. But just type in that name and you should find me, and I'm there. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as the Facebook group. We're also on Blue Sky. Ringside, same thing, Ringside Society.bsky.social. We're on there. We're also on Spotify, and we're also on Teespring where we sell official Ringside Society merch. And Last but not least, we're on YouTube. And YouTube's where you can find cool interviews like this one, like the one we did with Captain Togbeer, Trent Edwards, Jay Lucas, Jack Ledger, his brother Bobby Power Brennan. That's where you can find us. And all you gotta do to see those interviews is really simple. Go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society. I want to see that really good looking dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue flames around it. That's where you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all right now what we got coming up this weekend. We got Survivor Series predictions coming up. It's either gonna be Friday 11 or 10 a.m. Saturday morning. One of them days, it's gonna be on there. So make sure you tune in for that, and you can also give your own predictions as well. And with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. Myself and the rest of the Ringside Society crew. We really truly appreciate those of you that are watching us right now. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to. We're not going to stop being that. Um, to those of you that are going to listen later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at a Golden Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. With that being said, you know, we just want to let everybody know, myself and the rest of the Ringside Society crew, Rob Bass, Kathy Knight, we're very well aware. We see it. Everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag, we are not the same. So with that being said, I'm going to say it right now. One time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for the Nightmare Factory Cab 7, and one time for Prime Works Off Work, a man who's going to do great things, good things
I appreciate you.
in professional wrestling, and one time for Thanksgiving. We're the
Woo-woo.
Wrestling Fast Podcast, Ringside Society. We'll be back later on this week after
Thanks, my
Thanksgiving.
society.
That's right. With another, we're gonna be back with another impressive episode. But until then, we just have four favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. We out. Peace.